All right, my name's Sheridan, and I have opinions on Week 5 of the NBA regular season. Just to recap, I didn't do too well in Week 1. I did okay in Week 2. Huge comeback in Week 3. And as for Week 4, I had almost identically the same record as I did Week 3. Week 3, I was 35-18. Week 4, 34-18. So just a hair worse, but I'll take it. I still think I'm moving in the right direction. I'd like to do a little bit better. Maybe get that down to only like 10 or so wrong, but we'll get there. Sorry I haven't had any more content come out this week. It's been super busy. I'm going to keep trying to get more of that out though. But for now, let's get to these predictions. All right, starting off with these Monday games, we have the Mavs and the Wolves. The Mavs are severely under-equipped right now, so we have to go with the Wolves. Then we have the Thunder and the Pelicans. Same story. The Thunder are just too good. We're going to go with them. Then for East versus West, we have Clippers versus Sixers. Clippers have been really kind of massively disappointing, but I'm going to keep riding them out. Let's go Clips. Then we have the Bulls and the Nuggets. This could be a great game. I don't think the Bulls are quite as good as they've looked, but the Nuggets are definitely a little bit beat up. I'm not sure if Cam Johnson's going to be playing or not, but either way, should be a good test. They should get the win. I'm going to take them. And then for our Eastern Conference games, we have the Cavs, who still don't have Darius Garland, and then the Bucks. I'm still going to go with the Cavs because I think they're the better team, although they haven't impressed as much as of late. Then we have the Pistons and the Pacers. The Pistons are just on an absolute heater. I got to keep sticking with them until they show me a reason otherwise. Then we have Knicks and Heat. The Heat won't have Bam, and they still don't have Harrow, but the Knicks without Bronson or OG, I'm going to go with the Heat and Spo at that point. Then for our last Monday game, we have Hornets-Raptors. It's kind of a crapshoot between two not very good teams, but the Raptors have looked pretty good, so I'll go with them. And then moving on, we have several Tuesday games. Grizzlies-Spurs. Even though the Spurs are kind of hurt, I got to go with them. Then we have the Jazz and the Lakers. Jazz are also pretty hurt. Lakers are also pretty hurt. Still going to go with the Lakers. Then we have the Blazers and the Suns. The Blazers are super under-equipped. The Suns are kind of under-equipped too, though. I'm going to bet on the Suns because I do like Colin Gillespie as a backup for Grayson Allen. Then for our East-West matchup, we have the Warriors and the Magic. I got to go with the Warriors, even though the Magic, I think, are going to be the better team when it's all said and done. They still looked a little shaky, even though I do think they're picking it up a bit. Then we have Celtics and Nets. Even though I was right about the MPJ Masterclass against the Wizards last week, I don't think it's going to carry on against the Celtics. I got to go with them. Then we have a heavyweight matchup between the Pistons and the Hawks. The Hawks are going to be severely under-equipped, though, so I got to go with the Pistons, who are just so good right now. Moving on to our Wednesday games, we have Nuggets-Pelicans. I'm here in New Orleans, so I'm going to try to go to that game if I can. I got to go with the Nuggets, of course. And then our other Western Conference matchup on Wednesday is Kings and Thunder. Of course, we're going to go with the Thunder. Next up on the docket, we have Rockets and Cavs. Cavs have looked a little shaky. Rockets just keep getting better. I'm going to go with the Rockets because I'm so high on Şengün. Then we have Warriors Heat. This should be a great game, but I think the Warriors should be relatively healthy, so I'll go with them. Next up, we have Wizards and Wolves. Of course, I'm going to go with the Wolves. The Wizards are just so bad. They've only won one game. Finally, for our Eastern Conference Wednesday matchups, we have Hornets Pacers. Kind of another crapshoot. I think the Pacers have only won one game, though, so I'm going to go with the Hornets. And then we have Raptors and Sixers. Another one, kind of tough, not very good teams right now. I'm going to go with the Sixers just in case Embiid's back, maybe. And I actually didn't notice we had two more Wednesday games. We have Knicks and Mavs. Even without Brunson, the Knicks would stomp the Mavs with where they're at right now. Then we have Bulls and Blazers. The Blazers, I think, are going to still be pretty injured, and it might be on the second night of a back-to-back. I got to go with the Bulls. Now we have a few Thursday games. Kings and Grizzlies. I think Ja's supposed to be out for another 2 weeks. I got to go with the Kings then, even on the second night of a back-to-back. And we have Sixers versus Bucks. I'm going to go with the Bucks this one. They just look pretty good so far. Then for our last two Thursday games, we have Clippers and Magic. It keeps biting me in the ass, but I got to take the Clippers. And then we have Hawks and Spurs. I'm going to take the Spurs just because the Hawks are pretty under-equipped right now. Moving on to our Friday games, we have Pelicans and Mavs. These are two really bad teams, but the Pelicans should be slightly more healthy if Zion's back, so I'll go with them. Then we have Wolves and Suns. I think the Wolves are just the better team. Then we have Nuggets Rockets. If the Nuggets keep winning games and then they win this one, it would be their 10th in a row. The first time they've done that in the Jokic era. I got to bet on them doing that. It's going to be really tough, but I've got to bet on them doing it. Next, we have Blazers and Warriors. They might have a couple of their guys back. I think they could steal this one. Then Thunder and Jazz. You guys know what it is. Moving on to the East, we have Pacers and Cavs. We're going to go with the Cavs, of course. Nets Celtics. Yet again, we're going to go with the Celtics. Wizards and Raptors. I know the Wizards have to start winning some games at some point, but Do they? Heat and Bulls. I think the Heat are just a little bit more disciplined with the Bulls, even though Giddey looks great. Next up, we have our Saturday games. There aren't that many. We have Grizzlies and Mavs. I mean, both teams are going to be down so many guys, but I'll go with Cooper Flag in that matchup, I guess. Then we have Kings and Nuggets. Since I'm taking them against the Rockets, I do think if they win that game, they sit a lot of their guys, maybe. Second night of a back-to-back. I'll take the Kings in that one. Another reason would be it's the fourth time I think they'll be playing. It's really hard to sweep a team, especially if the last game that they play to do so is on the second night of a back-to-back, so I'll go with the Kings. Then we have the Clippers and the Hornets. I'm going to keep going the Clippers. Then we have the Hawks and the Pelicans. I guess even under-equipped, I would take the Hawks, but the Pelicans could steal it. Then we have Knicks and Magic. I assume Brunson's back by now. OG's back by now. We're going to go with the Knicks. We have Wizards and Bulls. You guys know what it is. Pistons, Bucks. I think this is one that the Bucks could steal. Heat and Sixers. I've been going with the Heat a lot this week and not really going with the Sixers a lot this week. Let's just go with the Sixers. Then we have the Hornets and the Hawks. I think this is one the Hornets could win, but even under-equipped, I'm going to rock with the Hawks. And then realizing at this point we have moved on to Sunday, I'm going to go with the Magic over the Celtics. They got to win some. And then for our last 4 Sunday games, we have the Blazers and the Thunder. As much as I went with the Blazers over the Thunder last time, I think the Thunder kind of go into this one wanting to beat the hell out of them and do so. Then we have Spurs and Suns. As much as I think the Suns have looked pretty good, I'm going to go with the Spurs. And then we have Lakers and Jazz. As much as I'd love to say that the Jazz will upset the Lakers, I don't think they will. And then finally, for our last Sunday game, we have an East versus West matchup here. We have Clippers and Cavs. I've been rocking with the Clippers all week, but I can't keep doing it. I got to hedge my bets a little bit here, especially against a good team like the Cavs. We're going with the Cavs. All right, guys, let me know what you think of my picks. Am I getting better? Do you think I could get up to 75% at some point this season? I'd love to do so. I think I can do it. It seems pretty hard, though. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. I am looking at all the comments, even if it's a couple days later. I really appreciate all the interaction. I'll keep looking into other ways to make the picks and all that stuff. But for now, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Go Nuggets. Catch you guys at the next one.